Okay guys, welcome back to Boxpred. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to get a couple of videos out and keep this thing rolling. So the first video here, I just really want to briefly discuss Nathan Cleverly losing his world title at the weekend to Kovalev. Now, obviously I haven't made videos for a while. I didn't put a prediction video up for this or anything, or give you my thoughts on it. If I'm not being all fully honest, I didn't really know about this, what to think about this fight, because Kovalev had a good, record with a lot of knockouts, and I know in the US he was highly rated and stuff, and I knew he was dangerous, basically, put it that way. But you're never sure until that guy steps up, and when they fight for the world title, you don't know how they're gonna cope and how they're gonna look. So I really hadn't seen a bunch of Kovalev. I've just seen bits and pieces here and there. But I'm also, as you know from my previous videos I've done in the past, I was really unsure about Nathan Cleverly, and his style matching his physical attributes. So this fight came. I watched it with interest, and I remember I watched it with my brother, and the both guys came to the ring, and my brother said, "Oh, this guy Kovalev actually looks like." Basically, I think he thought he looked like a bit of a nerd or something. He looked a bit like weak. He didn't look particularly fearsome. He didn't look particularly dangerous. And he said, "Oh, I reckon Cleverly's going to knock him out early." But I was sort of sitting on the fence for this one, because I was like, you know what, this guy's got power, and boxing has showed us, particularly as of late, that anything can happen. It reminds us time and time again. So I really wasn't sure, but then I watched it, and Cleverly's from my neck of the woods, and I will support him, obviously, in his career and stuff, and I wish him to do well. Any fighter really from the UK, I always wish to do well, and not just that, but the fighters from all over the world in general who I like. If I like a fighter and their style, then I'll root for them. I'm not really. I'm not really like sort of that patriotic that I won't support a fighter from the US or from Australia or any other part of the world, Mexico. I'll just support a fighter if I think they're a good boxer and I like their style, and if I like their just the way they are. But I always had my doubts about Cleverly. I always knew there were weaknesses there, and I think that that was shown. They were exploited in this fight. If you just look at the fight straight off, I mean, Cleverly comes out quite quick, and I mean he was quicker than Kovalev. His hand speed's pretty good. Cleverly has decent hand speed. He has speed, and I think that's a good attribute of his, that he can use. And he's a high volume fighter. He gets stuck in. He's able to score points. He's able to throw a lot of punches. The problem here he went up against Kovalev was pretty evident early on. Is that Kovalev had something that Cleverly just doesn't have, and that was a jab and technique. Just basic technical skills, which and a style to suit his physical appearance. I've been saying for some time now, Nathan Cleverly has height, and he has that rangy sort of his body's quite rangy. So I've always said he needs to sort of use distance, and he needs to try and dictate distance using that. You think that was just an obvious thing, but the style Cleverly has just doesn't match that. So you'll see Cleverly hunched up. Okay, you've got to tuck your chin, but I mean this guy's hunched over really a lot, and he's coming close to you, and he's throwing wide shots, and he's not going straight, and he's standing kind of square sometimes, and he's just getting a bit too involved. Okay, and it works against guys like Tony Bellew and Krasniki, or these other guys he's been fighting who don't really have much of a punch. They're not really up to too much themselves. And the danger isn't there. But when you go up against a guy like Kovalev, who had like 18 KOs or whatever he had, this guy had power. And if you're a guy who's constantly going into wars, sooner or later you're gonna get exploited. You're gonna come undone. And you come up against Kovalev, a guy who knew how to work a jab, who knew how to set his punches up, who was comfortable with the distance. And in the end, he thought, you know what? After it looked like after a couple of rounds of just sussing Cleverly out, he thought, right, I can take a risk here, I can go in for the kill. And he landed some blows, clearly hurt Cleverly, and a couple of knockdowns later, it was over. You know, I just think it was an accident waiting to happen. Cleverly, just his style is not right for him. He gets too close. He should be working from a jab. He should be keeping it on the outside. He's got speed to just unload combinations. You know, if he can work on combinations from range, he really could have some more success, because the guy's got stamina. The guy's got hand speed, like I said. The guy's got volume. Yeah, you know, he's got the ability to really make trouble for these guys. If he doesn't go for KOs and stuff, if he just looks to box, he's got stamina and volume that will cause guys trouble. If he can work out some sort of style that would allow for better defence and to, you know, not get him in wars and get him in slugfests, then he really can cause, you know, he could be successful and cause a lot of guys trouble, because they know he's going to be there for the full fight. They know he's going to throw a lot of punches, and they're going to have to come up with something to counteract that. And then they may open themselves up. You know, see where I'm going? So, you know, like I've been saying for a while, Cleverly's style is not right. Here's the issue we got now. He's saying talking about retirement, and you know, I'm just thinking. I want to just briefly cover this. Either he has the will to go on or he doesn't. He doesn't want to go on if he's just not got a passion for it anymore, because it seems like one loss and he's already talking about retirement. Is his mentality really there? And if he does carry on, now I don't want to knock anyone, but you have to say his father's been training him now. I think he's taking him as far as he can go. He's giving him, you know, his style doesn't suit. He's not giving him the right style. He's not taking him anywhere. You know, the same thing's gonna happen all over again if he just keeps going on like this. He needs a new trainer. He needs someone who's gonna bring a breath of fresh air, something new, introduce some new tactics. You know, like the ones I've mentioned. Try and get him to use a jab more. Try and get him to go for more length. And you know, keep those strengths he has, like the volume and stuff, and neutralise his hand speed and his movement. But you know, just adapt his style to suit his physical attributes. That's all I'm asking. You know, I saw this lack of success happening because of the style he has, and I just think he needs to change trainer, change styles. His father can still be involved. His father can still give him moral support. He can still be there with him. That's no problem. But I really think if he's going to continue boxing, he needs to get someone new in, you know, a more established, experienced, proven track record trainer who can really sit him down and say, listen, this is what we're going to work on moving forward, and this is going to make you a better boxer, and then we're just going to give you success. And if you, and you know, hopefully, if he decided to pursue a world title again one day, he's still young. He can do that. I know it's not easy to change styles, but he can still do it because he's young, and I think he could be adaptable. But then you know, my only concern with that is if he got hit in the ring, you'd have to work on him mentally that he doesn't react in a warlike manner, because you know he's the type of guy that, like Amir Khan, you get hit and you want to get straight back in there and hit you. So there's a lot of always a lot of avenues to discuss and cover. But then my thoughts basically on Cleverly. You know, big that he lost his title, but to be honest, it's no major shock or surprise to me. Kovalev, you know, he looked good. He's definitely got power, and he's a good boxer. You know, he's got a good jab. He looks like he's got some good technical ability there. Some you know he's put together well, and I think that he can be successful moving forward. I think that he'll show in the future that there was no shame in Cleverly losing to him. It's just whether Cleverly can bounce back from this. So thanks for watching, guys. This is BoxPred, and I'm out.